Hey guys, Meteorologist Chris Tomer here with this morning mountain weather update. My first stop is in the Tetons. This is Grand Targhee, and look at that snow stake. I mean, that looks like a big loaf of bread sitting up there. They're reporting 24 inches in the last 24 hours. Talk about a heavy shot of snow in a short amount of time. Next up, Solitude up there in Big Cottonwood Canyon. I'm guessing, and it's still snowing hard, you're at about a foot of snow right now. You could still add a few more inches. Not only in Big Cottonwood Canyon, but also up at Alton Snowbird. You could still add a few more inches of accumulation. Still coming down. All right, into Colorado, this is Aspen Highlands reporting about 5 inches in the last 24 hours. Most of Colorado in the central and northern mountains could still add another 4 to 8 inches of accumulation, including a lot of the Aspen area, Snowmass, the Highlands, Buttermilk. 4 to 8 additional on the way. In fact, here's radar out of Salt Lake. Still just a little bit of orographic lift over the top of the range, but notice most of the storm snow, most of the moisture now rotating away from the Wasatch. So really in a tapering phase. It's in a tapering phase up in the Tetons, but in Colorado, we're still dealing with the heart of the storm. You can see now the frontal boundary moving in, so that's going to intensify the snow. That's why I still think we've got 4 to 8 inches yet to go across a lot of Colorado. Pretty interesting stuff. Fast mover, but a robust, quick strike. All right, here's what I'm seeing this morning. So storm number 1 tapering off in the Tetons and the Wasatch. Could still add a few more inches. Colorado, 4 to 8 additional today. Then we have to refocus. When's the next snow? When's the next storm system? Well, for the Wasatch, your next snow is 3.2 through 3.4. And we're looking at a couple of feet. I've got a couple of feet in the forecast. Tetons, next snow, 3.1 through 3 feet, through 3.3. I have a couple of feet in the forecast. So this next storm system, storm number 2, is going to be major for a lot of locations. And I'm not kidding. The Sierra could see 4 to 8 feet of snow between late 229 and 3.3. It's going to snow for a solid 48 hours across the Sierra. Big time snow coming. All right, let me take you over and show you water vapor satellite imagery this morning. Give you the lay of the land. So we've got our storm system, our big trough sliding through, and it's pushing a frontal boundary, and there's also a jet, but there's a big front that's kind of slipping through this area, driving a lot of the snow, a cold front. Let me draw on the jets. There's also a merger going on. You've got the northern branch bending down, creating all that wind that we've been feeling, and also the southern branch coming up. So there's a bit of a merger happening, and that's why we're getting that very robust, quick strike shot of snow that has moved through. All of that coming together. Here's the jet stream forecast. By the end of the day today, storm system moving away, a couple of days of high pressure ridging, but here comes the next area of low pressure, a big trough, and it digs way down to the south, all the way into the heart of the Sierra for a couple of days. And then it starts to make its move in those key days for the interior. 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, and probably 3.4. And there it is, sliding through the Intermountain West, all the way through 3.4. And then behind it, the jet stream actually stays pretty active, bringing little disturbances in out of the Pacific Northwest and West and crossing the Rockies. Let's put some moisture on all of this. So that's the forecast radar by this afternoon at 5:30. Leftover light snows over Colorado, the Tetons, and the Wasatch. And then everything's gone by tomorrow. Now by 2:29, here comes the next storm system diving south into the Sierra. There's 3.2, focusing a heavy band of snow out of the Sierra up through Idaho, Big Sky, and the Tetons. And then it makes its move towards the Wasatch on 3.2 in the afternoon. That heavy band of snow sets up over the Wasatch and then eventually moves into Colorado. And here comes the main storm system. It takes a few days for it to cross, and that's why the totals are going to be pretty big. And then you notice that that flow continues to bring in disturbances, crossing the Rockies with that type of jet setup. So the flow continues through 3.7. Okay, as far as numbers, so I'm guessing that a lot of the resorts at this point and Little and Big Cottonwood Canyon are up around a foot now by the time this thing gets published. And you could still add a few more inches. But overall, the snow will be tapering. Most of the snow will fall first half of today and then taper into the afternoon. The Tetons will taper even earlier. In Colorado, another 4 to 8. And potentially some big snows up there through the Pacific Northwest. That's our storm number 2 coming south. and maybe 4 to 8 through interior BC. All right, period number 2 is big, 229 through 3-4. And there it is, 4 to 8 feet of snow in the Sierra. A couple of feet for the Wasatch, a couple of feet for the Tetons, 1 to 2 feet for Idaho. In Colorado, most of the snow's in the central to northern mountains. It looks like potentially 1 to 2 feet of accumulation. Some pretty big stuff. Pacific Northwest, anywhere from 1 to 2, maybe 3 feet. Interior BC, Kicking Horse, Revelstoke, Fernie, Red Mountain, at a foot or more during that time period. Awesome. Final time frame. There's at least one more storm that follows in that active west to east jet. So we're looking at potentially another couple of feet through Mammoth and Shasta, big snows through Oregon, and another shot of snow through parts of Idaho, another 6 up in the Tetons, and some light additional snow in Colorado and Utah. All right, final stop is going to be up in the northeast. So some decent snow's now showing up across northern New York State, northern Vermont, northern New Hampshire, northern Maine. Jay Peak gets clipped, the Whiteface and Snow Ridge, anywhere from 4 to 8. So that happens late in the period. You probably have some rain on 228, maybe some light snow early 229, but most of it's probably going to happen the first week of March, at least what you see right there. All right, we'll go back to the map for the rest of today and tomorrow. You can see what remains. Enjoy all the powder out of storm number 1. We've got an even bigger storm coming with storm number 2. Take care, guys. Thanks for tuning in here.